Hello, and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. Before we start with our show, let's take a moment to acknowledge the lands on which we live. The lands in London, Ontario are the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabeg, the Nanapoak, and Chinonton peoples. I'm grateful to be able to live, play, work, and rest on these lands. I'm also grateful and want to take a moment to acknowledge my ancestors for the sacrifices that they've made so that I can be here with you today. As usual, we have some great guests on the show here to talk to us about some great events. Our first guests are the co-founders of Camps and Rec Kinds, Inc. They were of the mind, if it's not here, we will build it. My kind of people. Emily and Courtney are two local moms who understand how time-consuming and complicated it can be to schedule a summer's worth of camps. So they simplified the process by creating a single camp site, website that is. So here to share more are Emily and Courtney. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about how this got started and what exactly it is.
Okay. Well, so we're both moms. So we actually met. We have different careers that we had been doing for the past decade.
Yeah.
And due to some life circumstances, we ended up meeting each other. So we have only really known each other for a couple of years.
Okay.
But a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I kind of took a step back from my career. And Emily, she was working in a high-paced, stressful job.
Stressful,
as a lawyer. And she herself also took a step back.
Just reassessing. Just taking a little bit of time off.
And when we did that, we both ended up looking for something to kind of be a stress reliever, and we ended up playing tennis. So we met at tennis, and on our weekly visits with each other, we started talking about our life and kind of some of the mom struggles that we were encountering. And one of the big things was talking about getting our kids registered on time and in the camps that they preferred for the summer.
Yeah. So I know Courtney has 3 sons. That's a lot of kids to manage and a lot of schedules to manage. I have 1 son, but I am a very disorganized person. So I know the first year that I went to sign him up for summer camps, I missed the deadline, and I was really scrambling at the end.
Well, as soon as it opens up, it's like it's full within 30 minutes.
It's so full. And if you don't have that mom friend or parent friend that's really on top of it, you can miss out, and it's not fun learning the hard way.
No.
We've been through this rodeo a few times.
So we've kind of compared it to the Hunger Games for parents, right? You have to get there, get out there, and make sure that you have everything lined up and on time, like you said. Otherwise, you miss out.
So this is a website that houses all the different camps that are going on in London.
Yes. So we basically...
Where were you when my kids were?
We're here now.
We just wanted a really a centralized place where everyone could go and see what's out there, because half the time you don't know what's out there if you haven't been exposed to it, or a friend of a friend has told you about it. So it's a one-stop shop that we're kind of trying to promote, that people can find everything that's available.
So tell me a little bit about the website then. So people go to the website, can they go any time of year and kind of check things out? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's an interesting question. So right now you could go on there any time of year. We set it up so that it would ideally be operating for this camp season. And it's a list of all the organizations, and right now it's basically just that. It's a list of every organization that we've come across so far. I know your next guest will be added to it. And you can look through and see who's offering summer camps. But our goal is really to build on that and start adding things like regular after-school activities, extracurricular activities, sports, arts, everything under the sun, and have it all in one place, so that instead of just visiting at camp registration season, you could come back in the fall and see what's on. You could come back in the winter when you New Year's resolutions and your children have New Year's resolutions and see what's happening.
And are they camps for during the year too? Like, you know, the spring break camp and the Christmas, all of the? Oh.
Yeah, so we have it listed for PD day camps as well as holiday camps and then summer camps as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. And so is there a fee for use or?
Yeah, not right now.
No.
Okay.
That's sort of TBD. As of now, it's free for camps to be on there. Some have contacted us, but we have just put them all basically as a courtesy for parents.
Nice.
And but the goal is hopefully that we'll be helping camps with their advertising and getting the word out, and especially for newer camps or camps that aren't that well known about. And then eventually offering enhanced services for parents as well.
Awesome.
That might have a fee attached, but for right now everything is free.
It's free. What a wonderful resource. Thank you so much for it on behalf of all the parents that are like, oh my God. And thank you for being on this show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Thursday.
Most people that have received treatment for drug use problems are probably going to have a lapse.
Join addictions counselor Dean Anderson for Invisible, Breaking Through the Stigma of Addiction on Rogers TV.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back. Well, you just heard about how to access camps. Now you're going to learn about how to keep the various camps going. Stevenson Children's Camp has been around for a really long time, but like everything else, it needs a certain amount of financial support to keep running. We have 2 individuals here today to talk to us about a fundraiser that includes tattooing, a psychic fair, wellness fair, and many other vendors. In addition to all of that, there will also be award-winning musicians coming to play live music on site. So let's hear more. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Problem. So tell us a little bit about the fundraiser and why you're doing it and all the wonderful stuff.
Yeah, I'll hand that to Jen. She's going to talk about that.
So the stuff we're doing at the fundraiser, we're going to have over 40 different vendors at the fundraiser, all which will be doing individualized gifts for people to purchase. We are going to have intuitive readings going on. We're going to have tarot readings going on. Saturday only, we're going to have over 20 tattoo artists that will be volunteering their time to raise money for the fundraiser. And we have 6, I believe, musicians that will be playing throughout the entire weekend, as just keeping everything going in the backgrounds.
Awesome. And this is all to raise money for Stevenson's Children's Camp.
That's right. The Stevenson's Camp has been around for over 70 years. Wow. But recently they've fallen onto some hard times. COVID drained all their funding, and they couldn't run their regular rental program. But the campground it's not just your average campground. This campground puts through 800 kids a year. They only charge the family $25, and 40% of those families that bring their kids to camp, they waive the $25. So all the kids are vetted. They come through Children's Aid, the Thames Valley school system, or they're referred by like a local minister or something like that. So it's such a valuable asset to our community. And so is the camp, is it an overnight camp? Are they day camps? What? Yeah, it's overnight. They actually, the kids come and they spend a week.
Oh.
And so they have about just over 100 kids each week of the summer come in, and they run them through the week-long program.
Right. And so now I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know approximately how much it costs for a child to be able to go for a whole week?
Yes, we do.
It costs approximately $425 per child for the full week overnight, for their lodging, their food, all of this. And like Ned was saying, they're only charging families around the $25 mark and that's if they can do that, to be able to allow their child to have that time, the experience that they may otherwise not have had.
Right. Okay. And so to make up for the other, like that's $25 out of $425. So how do we make up that money? There's the fundraiser.
They get funding through different organizations. I think the United Way funds them. The money that we're trying to raise is to help them put some money back in the coffers for overages and unexpected expenses that come along with managing a camp that houses 800 kids a year.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to mention at the event we're also have a bunch of food vendors. We have a local chef that's coming to prepare food. We have our PB fry truck from Ingersoll, which is pretty famous. And then a few other food vendors. And then on the Saturday evening, we have a sacred fire. So it's at 7 p.m. All the guests are invited to come and enjoy a drumming meditation around a fire. So, and if that isn't enough, we have free admission and a free day camp for kids on the Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So if parents want to come and enjoy the event, they can bring their children and put them in a day camp for free, wander around and enjoy the event.
Nice. Nice. Oh, that sounds really fun. And so when is this? When is it happening?
So that is Father's Day weekend. So it starts on Saturday, June 15th, and it runs until the 16th.
Nice. And you mentioned musicians. Who can we expect to see?
We have London's one and only Aaron Allen. He's an award-winning musician here in London. Rob Cromwell is coming, and Paul Van Satten.
They've got a band called The Wise.
The Wise.
Nice.
Kristen Besmer, and there's a few others
and
too.
a few other. Well, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing weekend, and what a great cause. Thank you so much for all that you're doing to support this camp.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Get your local sports fix with Goin' for Two, a show focused on sports and athletes from London and the surrounding area. Goin' for Two, Thursdays at 6 p.m.
Hey, I'm Scott Navarro, a producer here at Rogers TV, and I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers that we have that put on our shows. Whether that's hosts in front of the camera or volunteers behind the scenes, we couldn't do it without you, so I just want to say thanks.
Think before you say it. Don't wind up like me. Imprisoned by your tongue. Doing 1 to 3.
Good behavior.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back. Our next guest is Andrew Least, the Manager of Venture Growth at TechAlliance, and he's here to talk about an upcoming networking event called the Summer Shaker and a new podcast, Idea to Investment. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So tell us about the Summer Shaker. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's really a big party that we host every year at our offices just up the street from City Hall. One of our mandates at TechAlliance is really to try to bring the community together to create a vibrant technology ecosystem. So this is one of many ways that we do that. It's about 200 people that all come together under one roof. We're going to have food vendors there. We're going to have a lot of really innovative people that are of like mind and love to talk to each other. So tickets are going really fast, so we're encouraging people to try and jump in early. I know this is last minute London, so sometimes last minute tickets are always the expectation, but it truly is something to be at for sure.
Right. And so you said that there will be presentations, like people will be able to speak, or they're just vendors and people?
It's mostly just networking. So there's food vendors there, so food's included in the ticket. There will be drinks. It'll just be a really good time. And then in the crowd, you know, it's a TechAlliance event, so you can always expect technologists to be there and people who are doing really innovative things. So I really enjoy meeting new people whenever I'm there hosting, but anyone that's new to the event will surely have a really good time.
Awesome. So who should be there? Like when you're marketing and you're saying, who's your audience? Who should be there? Who should?
Yeah, anybody who works in tech or even services technology companies, I think can be there, as long as you're focused on, you know, supporting the technology ecosystem and being part of it. A big part of what we do at TechAlliance is advocacy, bringing people together, and helping to navigate resources. So whether you work in tech, if you're an entrepreneur, you know, if you work in sales for a software company or you know, anything like that, we're happy to have you under our roof, and please feel free to grab a ticket and come see us.
Awesome. Okay, and so there's the Summer Shaker happening, and there's a new podcast, or is it new?
It's relatively new. We're 5 episodes in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called Idea to Investment. So really it's where we bring investors and the companies that they're investing in together to tell their story. So on the investor side, it's really about, you know, what made them want to get into startup or technology investing. What did they specifically see in that entrepreneur or in that opportunity space that they thought they could get a really good return for. And then on the entrepreneur side, it's, you know, how did they come up with the idea that they're working on? What has the process been? What has been their story to get it to market? And all about the trials and tribulations that it really takes to even just get investment from an investor. One thing that I always found as a founder was really helpful was hearing other entrepreneurs' stories so that I can learn from their mistakes without doing them myself. So that's one thing that we're getting through with the podcast for sure.
Awesome. And so in that podcast, if people want to know how they can become an investor or how they can gain an investor, what are some of the things that you've heard so far?
Yeah, it's something that I think it just takes a lot of experience to understand when an opportunity is really exciting. There's certainly a lot of people who have had success in specific industries, and they have some sort of inside knowledge on how that industry operates, like the medical field, for instance. But whenever you're looking at business models or looking at pitches or even just pitch decks, I heard one investor the other day say he's got about 30 seconds to look at a pitch deck, and it comes through often on his phone while he's in a taxi. So being able to really quickly cycle through some of the opportunities that you're looking to invest in and to pick out the ones that are most exciting it's really a job in filtering. Yeah.
So how do we access the podcast? And then we have to also say, when is the Summer Shaker?
Yeah, the podcast is on our YouTube channel, and then Summer Shaker is on June 6th, at 4 p.m.
Okay, awesome. And where can people get tickets?
Just on our website. So if you go to our website, there's an event page listed there, and then you can buy your tickets there.
Awesome, wonderful. Well, it sounds like there's some great things happening at TechAlliance coming up for the summer.
Yep.
Did you anything else you wanted to share with regards?
No, the other thing is just our membership. So that's something that is growing over time. So anybody that is really focused on supporting the technology industry, we work a lot on advocacy and a lot of the other stuff that I was talking about. So becoming part of the network, a part of the community, and helping to create a vibrant community is always welcome. So that's also just on our website. If you want to become a member, click through there and you can chat with one of our team members about what that means.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we are back for another incredible season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're going to tour some amazing backyards. We're going to meet up with some great folks, and we're going to cook some incredible food. Join us Thursdays at 7:30 for Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff.
I'm Brona Morgan. I've been volunteering at Rogers since 2021, so about 3 years now. I love the opportunity that I have to connect with people from my community and share their stories. I am a lover of people and getting to know people. I love working with all of the awesome young people and the other people that work backstage in the control room, the people that I have been able to connect with as guests on the show as well. So interesting. The conversations are fun, and it's great to be that person that maybe is the first interviewer of somebody, and you can just see the potential that they have, and to get that person comfortable and having a conversation about something that they're passionate about, it's an absolute joy.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. I'm very excited to talk with our next guests. As part of the Aeolian Hall Jazz Festival, Denise Pelly, London's Diamond, and John Thompson, the co-director of BANDemic, are here to talk about their show that will be taking place on June 11th. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us about this event that you're having and the festival that's happening.
John, do you want to start?
Well, it started out as a Diva specialty from Aeolian, and so they've asked the BANDemic to provide the backup for the divas.
Oh, okay.
And but now we're only got 2 people, but it's going to work. They're both Denise and Rick Kish are excellent performers, and we have some terrific music to back them, and we play a few tunes on our own as well. So. It's really the vocalist is the target for the show.
Well, Denise, tell us about what you're going to be performing and about the event.
Yeah, I'm always excited to have the opportunity to work with a big band because I don't get to do that very often. I've done it a number of times over the years, but when an opportunity comes up, I like to grab it if I can. So I'm looking forward to doing, some like Ella Fitzgerald and Diane Shure and some of the well-known ones, and maybe not so much well-known, because it's always nice to throw in a couple of tunes in there that are maybe new for the audience and new for us to do.
Oh, that is awesome. And so this is part of a jazz festival that's happening in June.
Yes, at Aeolian Hall, yes.
At Aeolian Hall, okay.
This is 3rd year, I guess.
I think it is.
For them. They held one in June 2 years ago and one in August, I think, last year, and then back in June this year. I'm not sure they have quite the outdoors events that they've had in past, but we're playing inside the hall.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. Tell us a little bit about BANDemic for those who don't know about BANDemic.
Well, it's a little unusual name. I'm kind of wondering sometimes whether it's a temporary name or not because it's related to the pandemic. When the pandemic started, there's no music around at all. I mean, everybody's
shut down,
staying home.
Yeah.
But there's technology that's available for people to be able to play at home and go into a server, and everybody plays into the server, and then the mix goes back to everybody. And so you can be sitting in your home and playing with other people that are, well, really actually around the world is possible. We've played with jazz groups in Italy, with people in South America and Germany, and so jazz works really well, but just the bigger group you get, it gets to be a little chaotic. But we got an 8-piece group going with that, and worked reasonably well. We had about 30 sessions. Just at home, you walk downstairs and get out your horn and play for an hour, and then walk back upstairs. There's no travel, no carrying equipment, no packing and unpacking. But it's a bit chaotic because there's delays in the sound. But at least we did manage to get playing, and we did, like I say, 30 sessions with a small group and maybe 15 sessions with the big group.
Yeah.
So we had people in Kitchener playing with us, for example. It didn't matter where they went, as long as they got a fast enough internet connection.
Yeah.
So.
And the different horns that are the different instruments?
Well, this is a 17-piece Count Basie style, so 4 trumpets, 4 trombones, 5 saxes, 4 rhythm.
Wonderful.
And then, of course, the 2 vocalists. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And Denise, tell us about what you're up to, because you are, like I said, London's diamond.
Oh,
You're just
thank
an
you.
amazing vocalist,
Thank you so
amazing
much.
performer.
Thank
What
you.
are you up to?
Well, I've had some gigs in and around London of recent, which was really good. I just finished being part of Broadway with a Twist, which was a fundraiser for Arts for All Kids, run out of the food bank. So we did that on Sunday, and it was great. And leading up to that was a lot of rehearsing. So that took a lot of time. And then some other gigs that are coming up in London and out of town, which require rehearsing. So you gotta do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's awesome. And so the big BANDemic, Denise Pelly, Rick Quiche, you're going to be together June 11th at Aeolian Hall.
Yes.
Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to it.
Thank you. We are too.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching and for listening. I encourage you to support the efforts of our guests by liking, commenting, and sharing this episode of What's Up London with your friends, your family, and your networks. Please visit our guests' websites and social media pages and plan to attend their events. Until I see you again, please be safe, be kind, and be the change that you want to see in the world. Bye.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
I've been volunteering for almost a year now. I like volunteering at Rogers because I like working with cameras and just like make sure I get the perfect shot, and learning more about like photography and like the aspect on how you film games. Well, some of the best parts about volunteering with Rogers is just learning, getting to meet new people while you're doing it, and just being behind the camera and learning more as you go.
With clubs, leagues, and courts